Hi. Before we begin, I just want to make it known that the script was written months ago. Some complications prevented me from meeting the deadline. I also want to apologize if the sound quality is not good. I'm in a hotel right now, so my setup isn't great. But yeah, if you go on to enjoy this video, like and subscribe. Thanks. 3 years ago, I made a decision that, if I'm being honest, would change my life forever. I uploaded my first video to YouTube on a brand new channel I had created called The Park Place Adventures. It was nothing special, just a little vlog I had recorded at Disneyland the day before. I was 13 at the time, and I was fascinated by the idea of making videos and entertaining an audience. Now, at 16 years old, I'm still making these videos with the same goal of entertaining. Hi, my name is Alex Taylor, and this is the story of the Park Place. Believe me, it's more interesting than you might think. I grew up going to Disneyland. I wasn't just a huge Disney fan, but I was fascinated at the incredible marksmanship and engineering needed to make the illusions the parks pull off. I always noticed things others wouldn't even think to look in the directions of. Disney is obviously about making magic and making you feel immersed in whatever world they're trying to build. I, unlike most, would go out of my way to look for subtle things that would break that immersion. It was more than a fascination with Disney, but rather the idea of theme parks as a whole and how they keep that immersion from being disrupted. Along with being a complete theme park nerd from a very young age, I also loved making videos. My mom would vlog our Disney days on her Instagram, and guess who was the star of the show? Of course, without it being my Instagram, I was limited on the things I could talk about, and I wanted to talk about my interest in theme parks as a whole, not just Disney. So in 2023, my mom let me branch off and pursue my own project, The Park Place Adventures. I say that hesitantly because recently I've been cutting that part out of the name. I wouldn't consider typing up a script much of an adventure. The reason I included it in the first place was to differentiate from a couple of other channels, but I digress. I designed this little guy to use in my videos, and he's kind of become an icon, even now appearing in the channel's logo. He's only been through one redesign, which was by a good friend of mine, shout out Maria, and I'm super happy with the final product. I initially started by making long-form, unscripted video essay type content before switching to shorts, and eventually bringing those shorts to TikTok, which will be very important in a moment. Right after uploading my 2-year anniversary video, I went completely dark. I uploaded I think only one short form video until April. But I didn't just disappear, I got really sick. I physically wasn't in any condition to record anything, and in my couple of videos I uploaded before my hiatus, it was obvious that there was something wrong. On April 10th, I was admitted to Loma Linda Hospital in San Bernardino, California, because as it turns out, that cough I had was no ordinary cough. I had cancer. Over the last year, I've been battling this horrible disease, and as of writing this script, I've had 4 surgeries and so many rounds of chemo, I've lost count. Hopefully by the time you see this video, it'll all be over. Hi, I'm writing this segment months after finishing the script for this video, so there were some unexpected complications. Originally, I was going to have the last lung surgery on the 20th of February, but as it turns out, more of the disease had spread to my brain, meaning I would need yet another surgery. From February 6th to March 11th, I was in the hospital where I actually underwent 3 surgeries. The first one was to place a shunt to relieve the fluids that were trapped by the mass in my brain. The second one was to debulk the tumor, where they actually ended up removing the shunt from the previous surgery because it had become infected. The third surgery was to place a line in my chest as an alternative to my PICC line because I would end up needing a stem cell transplant, which can't be done through a PICC line. As of writing this, I am on day +2 of my first of 2 transplants. I don't want to dwell on it too long, but that month was easily the hardest of not only this journey, but my whole life. One of my vocal cords were damaged, meaning it was difficult to swallow and talk, but worst of all, I struggled with severe short-term memory loss. One of the major things that thankfully I have no recollection of is that my sodium was dangerously high and low, which caused me to have a seizure that traumatized my family, so there's that. There were days where I'd forget my own name or the fact that my mom was my mom. It was bad. Thankfully, all those things have since resolved. Though my short-term memory has returned to normal, that whole month is essentially a blur. Okay, back to the main topic of this video. Once I was diagnosed, I got an overwhelming amount of support on TikTok. As time went on, however, I was starting to get the feeling that this whole cancer thing has made me lose sight of who I am as a content creator. If I ever try to post a video related to theme parks, the whole reason I started making content in the first place, it'd flop, because I was confusing the algorithm with 2 different types of content. It was really discouraging because I wanted people to watch the things I genuinely poured my heart and soul into. The Oogie Boogie Bash vlog and review videos I uploaded in October are 2 of my favorite videos I've ever made, and in my opinion, the best quality, and they essentially got ignored because they were overshadowed by all the cancer stuff. So to solve this problem, I've rebranded the original page on TikTok as just Alex Taylor, and moved the Park Place to a new page. Hopefully this way it'll be easier for people to see the things I actually worked on. And that's where we are now. I'm super excited for the future of this channel and to get back to making regularly scheduled videos for you all. I just want to thank you all for bearing with me on this journey, and as crazy as it's been fun. If you know who I am, it's good to see you again. For those who don't, it's nice to meet you.